Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm excited today to bring you a pick a card with the question, what is a secret I can share with you? I saw this question on Tarot and Chill's channel. I don't know if you've ever gone by her readings. I think they're really great. But she did this question recently and I was like, that's a really interesting thing to read on. I've never tried it before, so here we go. A secret I can tell you. And we have 4 piles. The first one, pile 1, is the cobalt calcite stone. Pile 2 is the garnet. Pile 3, I think this is sodalite. And then pile 4 is the emerald. So take a moment and tune into which pile might have the reading for you and check the description box for the timestamps. These are general readings, meaning not everything in every pile will apply to you. Just take what is meant for you and what resonates. And what else? Thank you for being here. Glad you came by. See you at your reading. Hey, pile 1, if you picked the cobalt calcite, this will be your reading, and we are asking the question, what is a secret I can tell you? And here, the card from Sacred Rebel Oracle, number 13, the power of attraction. A secret I can tell you. Well, if you are asking about a particular person, that person is as magnetically drawn to you as you are to them. Same thing applies if it's not romantic, if it's more of like a job you're thinking about or a friendship. If you're wondering if this is equal, if the feelings are balanced, the answer is yes. And I think this is a secret. So there's 2 groups here. For some of you, this is a secret because you just haven't had that conversation with this person or they haven't been open with you about how they feel. For others of you, maybe they have been, but it's been a while, or you have a tendency to maybe get in your own head about things and second guess or think, well, they used to think that I was their best friend, but that was like 3 weeks ago, so how do they feel now? I'm kidding, maybe not 3 weeks, maybe 3 years or 30 years, I don't know, for some of you out there. But either way, this isn't, so the secret isn't, hey, it's all in your head, pile 1. No, the secret is, regardless of how you're feeling right now, things are equal. So the way that you feel about them is the way they feel about you. So even if you resonate with a situation where you wonder how important you are to this person, that person feels that same way as well. So they often feel insecure or get in their own mind as well about you. I don't think you would know this, pile 1, because I get the sense that this is quite hidden for you. I mean, it's a reading about secrets after all. But what else can I tell you about this? There's some kind of spiritual purpose for this relationship. This person is not in your life by accident. They have been placed there by the powers that be. For some of you, this is a very small percentage. For some of you, like, this is a work connection, and this person was literally placed in your life like by your boss or something like that with like the powers that be. But more what I was thinking with that is, you know, your spirit guides, whoever you pray to, your God, the universe has conspired to put this person in your path and vice versa, because you are intended to have a very positive relationship with this person. So even if this is somebody that you've had really great moments with at some time, but maybe things ended badly, or maybe you're not together now, maybe there's some kind of separation between you both, even in that situation, the secret is that it won't always be that way, that there will be a time where there will be harmony between you again. And I can even hear some of you saying like, yeah, right, that's never going to happen with this person. They don't have it in them. That might be true now or in the recent past, but in the future, things will change. And it won't be you having to adjust and come and meet them eye to eye. It will be them coming around for that. I'm getting, okay, so specifically for those of you that social media is a part of this connection, and when I say a part of this connection, that could just mean like this person has a page that you occasionally look at. Whatever you see there or feel there is not helpful and is not the truth, I'm hearing. I mean, I hope that we all know by now that what people put on social media is really more about marketing, either literal marketing like for a job, or social marketing in terms of like how they want to be seen, how they want to spread information. It's almost never about like the accuracy of relationships or who's the most important or what's the priority in that person's life. There's a lot of layers. And so if during this reading you've been thinking about any particular pictures or posts that this person has made, or even that you've made, and how that person has reacted to you, Spirit is saying that confuses you completely with the truth of the situation. So almost pretend like you have no social media presence and neither do they, and just think about the relationship outside of that. If that's hard to do, meaning if you have a lot of interaction over social media, that's coming through as a big issue, a big problem. Problem in the sense that it's confusing for you, it's not helpful for you. And of course, do what you want to do, but it's going to play a role in this situation continuing to be frustrating and confusing for you if you interact with that regarding this person. Okay, one last message coming through with that. If you, this is very specific, so it can't apply to everyone. If you go on Instagram and check to see who's following this person and who they are following, and then try to like draw conclusions from that, stop driving yourself nuts with that. Seriously. And we've all been there. It's very human, pile one, but you just don't want to be doing that. What other secrets can I tell you about this for pile one? Yeah, the last thing coming through is like everything is in divine order. So if things feel out of whack to you or really negative, it's because that other person is getting themselves right to be able to align with you. So again, things won't always feel this way. And don't trust your emotion in the situation, meaning you can trust your emotion in terms of like how connected you are to this person, but don't use your emotions to try to make sense of what's happening here, because that will not get you very far. It has to be felt and understood from a spiritual point of view. Interesting reading, pile one. Let me know what you thought. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this reading. Please leave me a comment down below. You can also subscribe to the channel, give the video a like if there's anything you liked about this reading. If you'd like a personal reading, my info is in the description box. I always love doing personal readings with my clients, and hope to see you next time, pile one. Thank you for coming. Hey, pile two, if you picked this garnet stone, this will be your reading. A secret I can share with you. We have number 43, come to life. If you're dealing with any kind of health concern, this could be mental health, could be physical, something where you're just not at your best, a period of illness or, what's that word? Convalescence. I haven't said that word in quite a while. Maybe you're even at a convalescent center, or maybe you're even thinking about someone who is in that scenario. Either way, whether it's you or someone close to you, there is going to be a resurgence for that person. Their immediate future is going to be much more vibrant, much more healthy than their recent past. I'm really getting that with, you see how she is like painting color onto her leg here? There's a time period coming in for you or this person where they're really going to feel alive, connected to their life, happy, vibrant. Alive is the word I just keep hearing. Well, probably because come to life is here already. There's something about this that has to do with animals as well. Maybe the person this reading is concerning is a big lover of animals. Maybe one of their favorite things is to work with animals in some way, whether that's literally your job or if you have a pet or if you even just like to go out into the wilderness or your yard or nature around you and be with animals. There is going to be an opportunity for that again if you've been worried about whether that could even happen. And why is this a secret, I wonder? I think you've been feeling discouraged, pile 2. Maybe this is like the beginning of the end for you in some way, or for this person that's been ill. Things are only going to deteriorate from here. But it's not true. You've actually learned a lot in this situation. There's been insights and new understanding about yourself or about the nature of this condition that have happened through this experience that will help you not to repeat it. And even if it does repeat, this time it'll be really obvious to you why this has happened. Like, for example, maybe you've been really ill because you realized somehow that your iron is very low. And so you started taking iron supplements, maybe you had transfusions, maybe you started eating a lot more iron-rich foods, and that has really helped you feel better and is going to help you feel better. And in the future, if you start to feel sick again, you can think, okay, well, when's the last time I took my supplements? When's the last time I ate a bunch of leafy greens? Whatever. It's going to be very clear to you in the future, like why things are going a certain direction, and you're going to be able to change it quickly. Whereas in the past, you were on this mission to try to understand, like, what's even happening here? It was like a total mystery. For a small percentage of you, you're still in that process. You still haven't figured out what it is that's plaguing you. And the secret coming through here is that you will. Please, if that happens, please come back to this reading and comment and be like, hey, yeah, like a week later, I found out what the deal was with this mental health or physical health thing I've been dealing with. I'd be really curious to hear that. I'm sure others would as well. What else here, Spirit, for a secret that I can tell, pile 2? What animal is this here on the shoulder? Is it a penguin? Or a crow? Maybe it's a crow. The symbology of a crow. I know that there is symbology about crows. They're very mystical. I don't actually know much about that, though. That may have an additional message for you if you just Google the symbology of a crow. I suppose a monkey as well, but I'm really looking at the crow here. With the monkey, the other message I'm getting is, I think at some point maybe you felt like you were being toyed with by the universe, or I'm hearing a line from Bruce Almighty, which is like an old Jim Carrey movie, where he says, God just wants to burn my feelers off and make me squirm. Something like this, where like you felt toyed with or disrespected or not heard in your cries, and Spirit is wanting to let you know, like, yes, I have heard you and I am answering your prayer. I know it doesn't always happen in your time frame, but all will be well. I'm getting that too with the butterflies here. Of course, like if you think about a butterfly, it's really kind of crazy, right? Like you're this caterpillar just hanging out, eating a bunch of leaves, you get super hungry, so you start eating everything. And then you end up in this chrysalis and your whole body like actually turns to goo. like, you get that's what happens, right? Like, in that little pod thing, like, they totally disintegrate and then eventually come out as like this butterfly or moth or whatever. Like, that's got to be scary. I don't know if caterpillars get scared. But if I was a human, I'd be like, what is happening to me? I'm obviously not in control of the situation. This is a problem. And I don't think there's been anything quite that extreme, hopefully, here for anybody, but where it's felt like you totally lost yourself, lost your identity completely. But I think there has been fear about, like, will I ever be who I was before? And the answer is, like, you're going to be new and improved. You're going to be better, but you are going to be different. It's going to be like the butterfly versus the caterpillar. And that's a good thing. I'm sure there's some caterpillar, if caterpillars were like sentient this way, there was probably some caterpillar on the planet, or sorry, butterfly, that becomes a butterfly and then is like, man, I really miss having all those extra legs and being able to crawl on leaves. I can't really do that anymore. Now I gotta fly everywhere. you know, there are some things you're gonna lose, but it's not like in a bad way, pile two. There's gonna be a bright new you in a really positive way. All right, pile two, I think that was your reading. Thanks so much for coming by. I'd love to hear what you thought about it in the comments section. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you'd like more content like this. Leave a like. If you want a personal reading, there's info in the description box about that. I always love to do personal readings with my tribe. And thanks for coming by again, and I will see you next time. Hey, pile three, if you picked this blue stone, this is going to be your reading, and we're asking about a secret I can tell you. We have number 25, release the dark wound, let love live. A secret I can tell you, if you thought that you'll never be able to get over that thing that happened to you, if you'll never be able to release your trauma, if you'll never be able to heal and transcend, if you'll never be able to forgive that person, let go of your childhood history, forgive your parents, forgive yourself, it will happen, pile three. You are going to get to a place where you release that part of you that's causing you pain. With this card, I'm getting this image of a person like holding a recently caught fish that is just like squirming and flopping all around, trying to get out of its arms. And it's like you can hold on and like wait for this fish to stop struggling, or you can release it back to from whence it came, for it to be happy and for you to be happy, maybe with a little less water all over you and whatever. And there's something like that here where there will come a time, if it hasn't come already, where it's going to feel better for you to just let this go. And if you're not in that place right now, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling bitter, overwhelmed, sad, any big emotion, you don't need to force yourself, I'm hearing with this. Like, in the right time, this is just going to naturally transition for you. I'm trying to think of a good example here. I guess I'll use the example of my parents. So I've always had a pretty turbulent relationship with my parents, starting from when I was quite young, before adolescence, I would say. And I was very angry at them for many years. And I still occasionally get angry, I guess, or sad. But I had many people tell me when I was younger that I should forgive them, that I should release any anger that I had towards them. And I was always like, yeah, I should do that. Like, I know that's the right thing to do. And I do forgive them, I guess. But I still had like this deep like bitterness in my heart about that. And the more I focused on like being with my inner child, with that young part of me that needed protecting when I was young and didn't get perfect protecting from myself or others, the more I was with that as an adult, the more I could have compassion actually for what my parents went through, what the reasons they did what they did, which they either thought were the best thing to do or were just ignorant or distracted or whatever it was that was going on. And And so it's like I don't have to try to forgive them now. It's like it's weird. It's not even a question that comes into my mind. Like, do I forgive them? It's like, well, I understand them. I understand their worldview. I understand who they were at the times when they did things that were really hurtful to me. I understand that they were doing their best. And like, I really believe most people at most times are doing their best, as crazy as it seems. With exceptions, of course, but had I forced myself to like try to be in a different energy earlier and be like, you should forgive that person, you should let it go, you should move on, you should not be in that, it just would have prolonged my suffering, because healing takes place on its own time frame. And as that transitioned, then I was able to just look at it differently and be like, oh, okay, I get what that was happening there, and I have compassion for you, and I also have compassion for me. Like, I'm sad for me, what I went through because of where you were, but I also know that I wasn't the only one that suffered because of this situation. So there's something like that that's going to come in for you. This is the secret, pile 3, is that this is not going to be something that overshadows your life anymore. I think for the people that have chosen this group, that's probably very hard for you to believe, because whatever this thing is, maybe it's even multiple things, they've been around for a long time. I mean, this could be like severe childhood trauma that you've had since you were very small. It could be an addiction that's hard for you to let go of. It could be a person that just, try as you might, you cannot get away from. There's any number of scenarios for the people that have chosen this group. But the message I'm getting is that if this thorn in your side is still in your life at this moment, trust that there's a purpose for that, and that healing is not complete yet. And that when the time comes, you won't even want to hold on to it. It won't be something you'll have to make yourself do or intend to do. It just will naturally have already happened. Also, when it comes to this, you're doing everything you need to do. And here's the one thing you need to do, which is not going to feel, or maybe it will for some of you, but for others of you, I feel like this is going to sound like maybe not something that could be useful at all. And the thing actually that you need to do is allow yourself to feel everything in the situation. So feel your anger, feel your sadness, feel the disappointment, feel the shame, feel the guilt that you may have for things that you did or didn't do. I'm hearing survivor's guilt as one expression of that. Let yourself also feel all the different stages that you've had with this experience, with the situation. I think that where you are emotionally about it today is not the same as where you were a year ago or a month ago, even. So allow yourself to just feel through the different parts of what it's been like to be you at every stage of this scenario. And just sit with that. You don't need to change it. You don't need to understand it better. You just need to allow it to surface and be with your own inner child as it surfaces. If it resonates, I'll just share something that I do that works for me. Especially things that are like very scary or were traumatic to go through. If an emotion comes up, like let's say, like with I'll use the parents example again. Like when they yelled at me and criticized me and told me I was doing this and that wrong and whatever. Sorry, I'm wanting to get more specific and then not. I'm going like in and out of how specific to be here. But when they're telling me those things, I feel shame and I feel sad and I feel separated from them, and maybe almost like God won't approve of me, God won't love me. And so I can just allow that to come up, take a breath. I literally put my hand over my heart and I talk to my inner child, and I say something like, that's really hard. That's really sad that you had to hear that. I'm sorry you had to hear that. I'm here with you. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes I even just give myself like some belly pats. and it helps me not turn against myself. So I say that because it might be helpful for one person to hear those examples. You may have your own way of being with your feelings. I think it's very individual to each person. But that is what's indicated here for you if you really want to focus on something of like, how can I make this better or easier or faster or whatever. But again, what's coming through from Spirit is that everything's going through and passing through in its own time, in its own way. Everything's in divine order. There's nothing for you to do. Everything's okay. So that's only for those of you. They're like, but I want to do something. And I'm even hearing, I want to do something. Oh, well, not that. I don't want to do that. Never mind. And I really get that, pile 3. Sometimes feeling our own feelings is the scariest place to be. Okay, I think that's your reading, pile 3. Anything else for a secret that I can tell pile 3? I think you need to know that if this wound that you experienced involved another person, that person was terrified. Absolutely terrified. When they said what they said, when they did what they did, when they were in this situation, whether or not they showed it, they were driven by fear and anxiety. Okay, pile 3, thank you so much for coming by. I hope you enjoyed the reading or found it helpful in some way. Please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what resonated for you or didn't. Leave a like for the video. You can book a private reading by getting in touch through the description box. And what else? Oh yeah, subscribe if you'd like more content like this. Thanks so much and see you again soon. Hey, pile 4, if you pick the emerald, this will be your reading. We have What Do You Feel? And number 9. The question is, what is a secret I can tell you? Okay, so don't hate me, pile 4, but this is the message coming through. Don't shoot the messenger. The secret I can tell you is that there is no secret, that you know everything that you need to know. There's nothing hidden under a rock. There's nothing that you need to uncover about this situation or about your life right now. Like, you know what there is to know. You're working with a full deck. You're very astute. You're very intuitive. You have all that you need. And if you really want to delve deeper into yourself, not what other people think and feel or what's going on with them, but you. What's happening with you? Who are you? What's important to you? And be in your own energy as much as possible. So the secret is that you have everything that you need, all the knowledge, all the ability, all the intuition. So whether you're thinking about starting that project, making that big move, whether it's location or job, going after that person, changing your life in some way, you have everything you need. You know everything you need to know. It's all there. There is no secret. So that's your message. I'm being asked to keep it really short and sweet for that one, pile 4. Please leave me a comment. Let me know if it resonated or if it didn't. Sorry it was so short. Again, that's the message that I got for you today. Feel free to check out another reading if you're hoping for something more. And leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for coming by.